Hi there, welcome back. In a world that spins faster every day, stillness has become a lost art. But for the Stoic man, stillness isn't inactivity, it's command. It's the deep, immovable presence that speaks without words, acts without noise, and radiates power without display. Have you ever walked into a room and noticed that one man who says nothing yet commands attention? That's masculine stillness. And it's not something you fake. It's something you become. In this video, we'll break down why masculine stillness is the most attractive force on earth, not just to women, but to life itself. We'll explore how Stoic principles, drawn from the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, show us how to master our emotions, control our energy, and move through the world with silent, grounded authority. If you're tired of chasing and ready to draw everything toward you, this is your moment. Stay with me by the end of this video. You'll understand why stillness isn't passive. It's magnetic. 1. The world chases noise. Stoic men create silence. Most men are taught that to be attractive, they need to do more. More talk, more flexible, more effort. But the Stoic man knows better. He understands that the strongest presence in the room is the one who doesn't need to prove anything. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be." B1. Masculine stillness begins when a man stops seeking external validation. He no longer feels the need to speak just to be seen, or move just to be noticed. He becomes an anchor in a stormy sea while others are swept away by drama. He remains unmoved. And that is deeply attractive. Because in the chaos of modern life where everyone's reacting, chasing, scrolling, shouting, a man who's calm, quiet, and composed becomes rare. And what is rare becomes valuable. Stillness is not weakness. It is restraint. It's a man choosing not to react because he's already decided what kind of man he is. Imagine this. You're on a date. She tests you with silence. She challenges you with emotion. Most men panic, they fidget, they talk too much, they try to fix the mood. But the Stoic man, he holds frame. He breathes. He waits. His silence says, "I am not here to impress you. I am here to be me." And that's where attraction grows, in the space of calm certainty. Have you ever felt this kind of power in yourself or witnessed it in someone else? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. If this resonates with you, hit that like button, not for me, but for the stillness within you that's waking up. And if you're someone who values ancient wisdom in a modern world, subscribe right now, because this is just the beginning. 2. Why women are drawn to stillness and how to cultivate it. Have you ever wondered why some men, without uttering a single word, seem to captivate every room they walk into, especially women? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's presence. And presence is the child of stillness. You see, when a man has cultivated true inner stillness, he becomes unshakable. He doesn't seek attention, attention seeks him. He doesn't chase connection, connection flows toward him. And women feel this. Why? Because women are biologically wired to seek safety, leadership, and emotional gravity. Not the loudest man, not the most reactive, but the one who seems like he could carry the weight of a family, a crisis, a storm without flinching. This doesn't mean being cold or robotic. In fact, quite the opposite. It means being emotionally anchored. It means that even when the world throws chaos at you, she sees you breathe through it. Even when she tests your patience, you meet her with calm eyes and a quiet soul. Even when she's uncertain, your certainty calms her nervous system. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Masculine stillness tells the world, "I know who I am. I know what I value. I will not be moved by noise." And that message doesn't need to be shouted. It's felt. Women don't need you to be a statue, but they do need to know you won't crumble. And this kind of stillness isn't something you perform. It's something you build. You build it by choosing silence over reaction, choosing breath over anger, choosing depth over impulse. You build it in the gym when you push through discomfort with discipline. You build it in solitude when you face your thoughts without distraction. You build it in everyday life when you resist the urge to explain yourself constantly and instead, just be. If you've ever found yourself over-explaining, over-texting, overreacting, maybe it's time to try stillness instead. Let her wonder a little. Let your silence say more than your words ever could. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you chose silence? Not because you had nothing to say, but because you were grounded enough not to need to say it. Drop your answer in the comments. You might be surprised how many men out there are walking this same path. And hey, if this message is waking something up inside you, if you're starting to feel the power of slowing down, of embodying this ancient masculine force, pause here, take a breath, and tap that like button not for me, but to affirm this shift you're beginning. And if you're not already subscribed, join us. This channel is for men who are ready to move with intention. We go deeper than surface-level advice. We build from the inside out. 3. How stillness turns into power in everyday life. There's a moment in every man's life when the noise gets too loud. Deadlines, notifications, arguments, expectations. And in that storm, most men react. They lash out. They escape. They distract themselves. But the rare man, the one who lives by the philosophy of stillness, he centers himself, not by accident, but by ritual. Stillness isn't a passive trait. It's a daily discipline. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. That's the heart of it, isn't it? Most of what steals your peace isn't real, it's imagined. What if she leaves? What if I'm not good enough? What if they don't approve? And when your mind races like that, your presence fades. Your energy becomes chaotic, and women feel it. But when a man cultivates stillness, he masters his imagination before it masters him. Stillness shows up in how you handle conflict. You don't yell, you observe, you listen, then you speak with weight. Rejection. You don't crumble, you reflect, you learn, you grow stronger. Temptation. You don't indulge every impulse. You pause. You ask, will this serve my highest self? This is what turns stillness into power. It's not that you don't feel chaos, it's that you choose not to become it. And that choice again and again, day after day, begins to forge a man that others feel without him having to announce himself. She'll notice it the moment she tests you with drama, and you don't flinch. She'll notice it when she tries to pull you into her storm, but you remain the mountain. She may not be able to name what it is, but deep down, she'll whisper to herself, there's something about him. He's not like the rest. Let that one sit in your bloodstream for a moment. Not all power roars. Some of it simply is. Now here's something most men never realize. Stillness isn't just attractive to women. It's magnetic to life itself. Business deals start to shift toward you because people trust your energy. Friends turn to you when chaos erupts because you feel like calm in human form. You become a man others mirror, not because you command them to, but because your presence gives them permission to slow down too. And isn't that the most powerful kind of leadership? If this is resonating with you, Usta, now might be the right moment to hit pause not on the video, but on your patterns. Ask yourself, where am I leaking energy through reactivity? Where can I create stillness instead of searching for validation? What's one daily ritual that helps you reconnect with your masculine center? Your answer might just inspire another brother in this community. Write it below. Let's turn this space into a forge. And if this message feels like truth, if it's cutting through the noise you've been lost in lately, hit that like button to anchor it. And don't just watch from the sidelines, subscribe. We're building men here. Men of weight, of silence, of strength. Not just watchers of life, but authors of it. 4. When stillness meets the feminine storm. There's a moment in every relationship, not weeks in, but minutes in, when she looks at you and wonders, can he hold me? Not physically, emotionally. energetically, spiritually. Because whether she's aware of it or not, the feminine energy is chaotic by nature. It flows, it crashes, it feels everything, often all at once. And when it comes close to a real man, it begins to test him. Not to harm, but to reveal. She'll throw words at you that sting. She'll cry and say, "You don't understand me." She'll get distant without explanation. And if you panic, if you raise your voice, if you chase, she will know, he's not the one. He doesn't know how to hold my storm. But if you remain still grounded not in stubbornness, but in deep masculine awareness, you send a message deeper than any romantic line could ever reach. Your storm cannot move my mountain. And that melts her. Not because you've conquered her, but because you've made her feel safe enough to surrender. They react. They defend themselves. They think her emotional wave is a threat instead of an invitation to lead. Masculine stillness doesn't mean silence in the face of pain. It means listening before reacting. It means breathing before fixing. It means holding without trying to control. When she sees you do this consistently, something ancient wakes up inside her. A woman knows sometimes without language when she's finally in the presence of a man she can trust her chaos with. That's when she softens. That's when she opens. That's when her love becomes devotional. But here's the catch, Usta. You can't fake this stillness. You can't perform it. It must be real. It must be earned in solitude, in ritual, in moments of discomfort you didn't run from. Because women are not just feeling your words. They're measuring your nervous system. They're sensing whether you're still calm even when the storm is inside your own heart. 5. The quiet man who commands the room. You walk into a room, no words, no performance, just presence. And still people notice. Not because you're the loudest, but because something in you refuses to be shaken. That's the power of masculine stillness. It's not just attractive in relationships. It's magnetic everywhere. Meetings, crowded places, unfamiliar cities, boardrooms, coffee shops. You walk in, and people feel you before they see you. But this presence, it's not ego. It's not about puffing your chest. It's not about being the alpha that word is so often misunderstood. It's about this. You don't need anything from anyone in that room to feel whole, and that, ironically, makes people want to give you everything. Jobs, opportunities, trust, respect, even silence, because your stillness speaks louder than noise. When you speak, it lands. When you pause, people lean in. When you say less, they remember more. That's the paradox of masculine presence. The quieter you become inside, the louder your impact becomes outside. And the reason most men never get here? Because they're still negotiating their worth with the world. They walk into rooms needing validation. They seek approval. They perform. But the man who's made peace with his inner world, he doesn't perform. He transmits. His gaze doesn't waver. His posture is relaxed. His energy says, "I belong here, even if you don't notice me." Some people won't get it. They'll mistake your stillness for passivity. They'll say you're too quiet, too detached. Let them. Stillness is not weakness. It's containment. You are holding power within, not throwing it out for cheap applause. And over time, this changes everything. Your income, your leadership, your relationships, even your body language. So ask yourself, are you walking into rooms trying to prove yourself? Or are you walking in knowing that your value can't be negotiated? Let them feel you even after the video ends. If this message resonated, and if you're the kind of man who's tired of noise and ready to embody silent strength, like the video, it helps the algorithm know this truth is worth spreading. And if this entire series is helping you grow, man to man, subscribe. Not just for content, but for the brotherhood. We're not here to entertain. We're here to elevate. Final. The man who doesn't need to shout. When a man reaches true stillness, he stops trying to prove himself because he has nothing left to prove. Not to women, not to other men, not even to the younger version of himself. He has wrestled with his shadows. He has lost battles in silence no one will ever know about. And in that losing, he found his shape. He stopped chasing validation. He stopped defending his past. He even stopped explaining his worth. Because real masculine stillness is not about being liked. It's about being anchored. Anchored in values. Anchored in mission. Anchored in presence. Women feel it. Men respect it. And life opens to it. Stillness is not something you imitate. It's something you build in solitude, in discomfort, in discipline. That's why most men never find it, because they avoid the very conditions that produce it. But if you're hearing this, maybe you're not like most men. Maybe you're ready to become the quiet storm, the one who doesn't beg for attention because his purpose is already louder than the room. So here's the challenge. Can you sit with your emotions without reacting? Can you move without rushing? Can you be present without performing? If you can, or even if you want to, then you're already on the path. The world may not reward you quickly, but it will eventually respect you permanently. If this video felt like a mirror you weren't expecting but needed to look into like the video, and if this entire experience spoke to the deeper man inside you, subscribe to Stoic Herology. We are building a brotherhood of still, grounded, relentless men. Not flashy, not loud, but unshakable. Welcome to that path. Now walk it in silence.